right, all right. Good morning, good morning. It is 6:32. What up, my dogs? It's Red Dog, Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Hopefully everyone's getting ready for what could be a pre-holiday awesome week as we go into one of my favorite holidays, right? Thanksgiving. Food, friends, family, fun. Say it 10 times. And hopefully make some money prior and keep yourself in a good mood. So anyway, so here we go. We started. Some people like, here, Red Dog, why are the futures up so much? I'm like, well, historically, this is a great week for the market. Usually they like to get everyone in a good mood before the holidays. So then everyone starts spending for the holidays. But between that and between, I think, the market kind of likes who Trump appointed, Besant. And who knows, we've been in a strong trend. Like here's the SPYs. The SPYs are up 324. The S&P is going to be coming right into this zone. We held this gap. Remember last week I was saying, guys, you could buy versus gap, buy versus gap. It's calculated. Plus, you could have picked better vehicles to buy versus that gap. And now, PS, here we are. There's always a way to figure it out. Same thing here. So this is the SPYs. How many times did they test this 583? So I always talk about how prior resistance turns into good support, and that's exactly what happened. And then it showed some power by getting above this 591. So here we are at 617. We're a little bit below, and there's a lot of good things going on with a lot of the names that we trade, a lot of the names that we focus on. Last week, actually pre and post election, guys, my favorite setup that I've been buying options, selling puts, staying long in the stock has been Tesla. And I think everyone's playing it. So it's just like, congratulations, to everyone who's been approaching this name. For 2-3 years, the name kind of was bad. For 2-3 years, it lagged. And now ever since, this year, pre-earnings and then pre and post election, like it's been acting perfectly technically. Like here's your gap up above 275, beeline to 358, came back, did a Red Dog reversal at the 8 day. I've taught this thing so many different times to all you guys. And then it hovered for a bunch of days, woke up a little bit on Friday, and now here you have Tesla up 8 points. Look at that. Tesla's up 8 points, 360.70. So this is my virtual trading floor. I'm not huge in everything across the board, but I'm in Tesla, I'm in Tesla calls, I'm in this, I've been riding IBIT, I bought a little UPST, I've been buying the dip in Reddit, doing a lot of good stuff. And they get to see it all live. Like watch, I know I'm going to probably be bigger in Tesla at some point today, but watch this. So you see how you have Tesla there? Everyone's like, how does the VTF watch? Well, we have this thing where if I trim some, because I always trim some when you come in overnight, and now you'll see it flash red. Isn't that cool? I could do it on my system, come in long, and then sell some and still be in some, and that's how I manage my tier system. And then obviously I have some 370 calls on, I have some 360 calls on, I have some 420 calls on, I've shorted some puts. So every which way you slice it, my buddy Elon is hanging. Yeah. Basically all good. So anyway, with that being said, there's not a lot of, big cap tech has not been awesome. It just really hasn't been. We've done what we can. Apple, I think, is probably the best setup for the week as far as technically. If it really gets above 230, it's got room to 237. I'm in options. Also sometimes this week the market's on cruise control. So if they have their buyback machine, nobody's selling Apple this week. Maybe Buffett's taking a nap and stops selling it, and it goes up to the 237. I think that looks really good. Amazon, some people would point into that it just came back and retested the spot. I don't know. I have a bad taste in my mouth from this Red Dog reversal sell. They really beat the hell out of me on this day, and I've kind of avoided since. But maybe there's a move back to 205 this week. So if you're playing Amazon for that, maybe you could probably make some money there. It's not a hyper focus for me. As far as some other things that I like I bought UPST. Why? Because it's got a pro earnings gap set up. That's a nice move. Red Dog reversal. It's been consolidating. I started buying this late last week. I think this is a really good one. On a different note, similar setup. A lot of people have been doing well with the banks. If you look at Citigroup, I know it's been the worst bank, but someone's like, why are you in Citigroup, Red Dog? I'm like, well, look at this big gap up. It protected it. It's going sideways. It's what my friend Trader Stewie calls the peg play. So that's a different one. So I'm trying to do like different things besides trying to make as much money in Tesla and crypto as I can. I'm trying to find setups that continue to reward based on technical patterns. And Citigroup looks like a good one. And again, UPST to me looks like a good one. What else am I kind of focusing on to make some money? We've been doing really well with these these nuclear type names. If you remember last week, I was like, guys, they raised money on this day and kind of messed with the technicals, and then they rebuilt. So we started buying options here through 25 for another move. I kind of think this OKLO is going to play some catch up. If you remember, this came out of the woodwork around $10 to $12, and we did really well, and now it's been rebuilding. I wouldn't be surprised that in the next week or two, or maybe sooner, it takes out this 27, 28, and we're going to be seeing $35 or more here. The CCJ has been a buy the dip the entire time. We were talking about buying the dip in the 50s in CCJ. Now it's hovering up here, looking like it's going to, again, this is like the institutional favorite for uranium. So, between everyone's like, the market sucks. You can't make money in Meta right now. We can't make money in Google. I'm like, well, do you ever read that book, Who Moved My Cheese, or whatever the hell it's called? Like, there's a lot of other setups going on. Small caps have been doing better. We've targeted gold. And then, and then you have this IBIT. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Like, we've been playing this, ever since the turkey trot. Remember, everyone's like, Red Dog, you do a turkey trot every year, and I love your turkey recipe. I'm like, well, let's pre-think. Let's think ahead. Let's plan ahead. On October 11th, they came out with that picture of the turkey running towards the turkey trot. I'm like, get into crypto now before everyone's talking about Bitcoin at 85,000 or at 100,000. Now's the time. 8-month channel. And, Thanksgiving, when the mother-in-law, the Uber driver, say, oh my God, Bitcoin, should I buy it now? You'd be like, no, you should have bought it 6 weeks ago. And then the smart ass to say, well, you should have bought it 4 years ago when I bought it at 1,500. I'm like, that was then, this is now. This is a new active sequence. Anyway, it's looking good. Look at it above the 8-day, trending along. It's down a little bit, today. It's allowed. Here's one spot, and then here's your 8-day. So I would think that probably holds this, which is a 55 30 or something like that. But anyway, it's been great. It's been great. A lot of people point to it, this and that. I give you a plan. I don't just say, hey, turkey trot. I'm in IBIT. We've been playing Mr. We caught the reversal in Mr. We've been playing CORZ, the wolf. So anyway, a lot of different ways to make money. Let me say hello to some of my dogs. I feel like I'm putting you guys off a little bit. Let's see. This is the dogs. I got to come up with a better way. I need an assistant. I need some 27, 28-year-old who's, savvy on the internet, savvy with social media, savvy with all this stuff. I'm probably going to be taking somebody on in January, February. So Scott at T3Live.com, if you want to come to Short Hills and hang out with me. But anyway, so yeah, QBTS was great. Quantum computers going nuts. Mark P says Black Friday rug pull coming. All right, well, today is Monday. Yeah, that's kind of the mantra. Oh, this isn't going to end well. Telling me that there's going to be a rug pull on Friday when today is Monday is not adding any value. I'm just saying. Same way, second half of 2025, it's not going to end well. I'm like, well, what are you going to do between now and then? Anyway, I'm not here to bust your balls. I'm just saying. What up, Jack Kamen? How you doing? We got Be Well from Austin. We got Jack. Hire Elon. He always wants another job. That's true. He does a lot out there, doesn't he? What does Ben Berger says? Can you give me my thoughts on KGS? You know what? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. Let's see. I don't even know what that is, but I'll put it up. KGS. That's a nice trend. Kodiak Gas Services. Above the 8-day. This was a nice spot. Yeah, looks good. Look, a nice long channel. Broke above it. See, I don't even know what this is. And somebody's making money somewhere, right? There's always a bull market somewhere. Anyway, what else we got? HealthMind says it's a half a week Thursday close. Thanks. Generally an up week. All right. What's Bobby saying? Bobby, my boy, I'm riding the trend until we get that confirmation something's wrong. What's your favorite play? We got MLD. What's up, buddy boy? Somebody said look at Meta. Meta is, in this channel, and it's very hard. It's very loose and wide, and it hasn't been an over focus. Ever since this day when it looked like it was going to break above, 602, and then they kind of sold that strength. It's just been, it hasn't been a focus. Everyone's like, well, how can the market rally if NVIDIA is not going to make new highs? Like, well, it's really good to see that on Friday, or last Thursday. Remember this topping tail where NVIDIA tried to get above 149.76, hit 152, came back below. That told you it's not ready for prime time right now. And then it was weak on Friday. What's NVIDIA doing right now? Okay, let's see. NVIDIA, what's my guess? It's up. It's not even up. So look at that. You have the SPYs up $3, right? And NVIDIA is only up 6 cents. When was the last time you saw that? What does that tell you? Other things are taking place. Don't sit in the same spot and say, hey, I made money with NVIDIA the last 6 months to a year and bang your head against the wall trying to play NVIDIA. Yet, Friday and today, there's other things working. MSCI rebalance today could see some unusual volumes. That's true. Yeah, QBTS, that's a little one. That's one that I actually sold it on Friday because look at the size of this move. I felt like I stole something. A lot of my friends are still in this. Quantum wave computing. That's cool. What are my thoughts on Bitcoin? My thoughts are, everybody in the world was saying it was going to go to 100,000 last week, so maybe it needs to shake and bake a little bit. Also, once, a big ETF comes out with options like IBIT did midweek, they sell a lot of premium because everyone thinks it's going, and then they want to keep it in, so they keep it a little bit. And then sometimes they do a little bit of washout so they can get some inventory. But either which way, I'm sticking with it. DraftKings, I am in DraftKings. I really like it. I bought more on Friday. I did, didn't I? DraftKings. Did I not? Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, of course I did. I got to check my own VTF. I think DraftKings is on its way to 49 plus. All I had to do is come into the 8-day. Reddit's been a huge winner. I did buy more on that. All Reddit happened is that one of the major founders had to pledge stock, so they had to come in and basically cross that stock there. So this has been absolutely tremendous. This was a huge power play last year, and I still think it's got a lot more runway. It's been above the 8-day. It's a little loose and wide, but what I trimmed, I don't know. Watch Tesla. Someone said, will I be bigger today in Tesla than smaller? I'm like, I'm pretty big. As you see, I have three different sets of options. I have put, sold, and I come in with the shares. So when I come in with a lot of shares, I like to sell some net money. Tesla needs to hold 358. I'd love to see, Tesla hold 358, which is right here. Come in, hold it, and then close at like 365. If you look at the weekly chart, a really strong close on Tesla above this, 360. I would think, it's going to work its way towards at least 363 to 384 maybe this week. And then at some point, but before the end of the year, this could be 385 to 400. There's a whole quadrant up here. We're not even back to where it was in 2021. And he just basically single-handedly got Trump elected. So he's got some power. Anyway, Ethereum could play some catch up. Everyone's saying that. Palantir woke up a little bit on Friday. That's been a great trade. Wow, people have gotten wealthy on Palantir. And look at that. It just held the 8-day. Looks like, again, perked up. I'm not in Palantir. I should be. But I always have it in my note as part of the go-to list. A lot of guys bought the 8-day, woke up a little bit, and that's been a really, really strong trend. Nobody knows fighting this stuff, at least, which is great. Snow was kind of reborn. So, some guys played it for options and played it for earnings, and now you have this big pro earnings gap. You did get a little bit of a red dog reversal here. I was ready. I was going to buy some. I just didn't feel like being that spread out, but I do think that you could stick with Snow, and maybe it acts better into the end of the year. Better than NVIDIA even. What's Snow doing today? Up 6. So a lot of people are like, I'm shorting Snow. I'm like, why? It just had a big gap up, traded through this. Yes, it did a little red dog reversal, but it's more of a long than a short. So if you went out short, you deserve to have a little bit of a complicated day. Sometimes this week you get the little meme trades. AMC, if you look at this stock, it's been doing absolutely nothing for so long. They've done all these reverse splits. They've raised all this money, and Wicked's out, Gladiator's out. A lot of people go to the movies over the holidays, so maybe this gets an emotional meme move. GME, we got that the other day, and it's still hanging around. It's just, they got to come out and say what they've done with all their cash. Like GME, I don't even know what their business is anymore, but they did do 3 at-the-money offerings when they had the big squeezes. They have billions of dollars in cash. They should have been buying Bitcoin the way Mister's been buying Bitcoin, but until they come out and say something exciting, there's going to be no real traction. But, it's acting better technically. So if this happens to take out 2980 this week on like 5 times the amount of volume, maybe there'll be a little fun, cute trade there, but it shouldn't be a focus. It's not the way you're going to make a living, but every now and then there's something to do there. All right, guys, 6:47, I got to jump. It is Thanksgiving week. I will be here all week. I appreciate you guys. A lot of people are back at the highs of their year. Be grateful and just be grateful. Don't think, oh, I had all this Bitcoin here. Oh, I had all this Tesla here. Be grateful that you were involved, that you took out a portion. And then maybe if you look at it a little closer, instead of like beating yourself up, you'll figure out what you did wrong and you'll do it better. Be grateful that you're gonna have Thanksgiving this week, where hopefully you have a nice turkey and you're gonna drink a little wine, and hopefully you sweat. Always sweat, so this way you don't feel as guilty about overindulging a little bit. But anyway, and if you did a few things wrong this year and you feel like you're not where you want to be, well, just look in the mirror and say, hey, my fault. The market didn't do it to you. Your keyboard didn't do it to you. The Twitter didn't do it to you. You kind of probably made some mistakes, and until you go over what mistake you made and how you did it, you're never going to grow from it and change your behavior. If you want better things, you got to raise your standards, okay? And you got to take accountability. I'll see you guys in a little bit.